A room full of big buff booty niggas in a line, in a circle, like 7, 10 of them in a circle, just fucking each other. Today, we finna talk about this Diddy situation. I want to just go through all of his allegations, just a full Diddy rundown. I want to see like how bad he really is, bro. Videos by Maddie Balls.
Ever since November of 2023, when Cassie Ventura filed a lawsuit against rapper, businessman, and multimillionaire P. Diddy, a multitude of allegations have come out against him. In the past couple of months, Diddy has been arrested, multiple more lawsuits have come out, and he also has multiple charges against him. And with everything that's come out against Diddy recently, it can get confusing when it comes to the details, making it hard to separate facts from fiction. So today I'm going to break down every single formal allegation that P. Diddy is facing, but first we gotta understand a little bit more about Puff. Also, I just want to put a little disclaimer right here that obviously I'm going to be talking about some really dark.
Plus his nickname was Puff Daddy. Then Puff Daddy, like come on bro, we should have known.
I'm sure most of you are probably already aware, but I just wanted to warn you guys because it gets pretty graphic. So with that in mind, let's continue.
Viewer discretion advised.
Diddy is or know of Diddy.
Damn.
But we gotta have a better understanding of who he is to truly understand these allegations. Diddy, aka Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, or Sean Combs, began his career in the 90s working at Uptown Records. A few years into his career, he was fired, so he then created his own label called Bad Boy Records in '93. He signed the notorious B.I.G.
I'm sorry, Bad Boy Records, bro, we should have known. Like, what are we talking about, Bad Boy Records, nigga? Like, bro, what?
Who was obviously a huge
Bet you been a bad
and
boy.
made Puff very successful. He signed other artists like Faith Evans and had an in-house production team called The Hitmen, who worked with artists like Usher, TLC, Mariah Carey, Aretha Franklin,
The notorious
and many more. Puff was
BBC.
already very successful, but then he decided to work on his own music. His first single charted for 28 weeks on the Billboard Hot 100, and his first album sold 561,000 copies first week. So Diddy was already wildly successful early on to his career in the music industry. Not only was he a successful artist, but he was also a powerful executive with tons of connections. He also had other business ventures, with one of his most successful ones being his partnership with Ciroc.
Ciroc is actually good though, and that it pisses me off because I can't drink it no more. I'll be scared that, you feel me, it's gonna be some Diddy poison left over in that shit, bro.
In which he helped them develop their brand in exchange for 50% of the profits. So if you didn't know much about Diddy, that's pretty much all
I
you
don't
need to
drink
know.
Twitch.
He's a
My
rich,
fault.
powerful, and successful man in the music industry and Hollywood in general. He's won a Guinness World Record for most successful rap producer in 1997. He's won 3 Grammys, and he's also credited for cultivating artists like Biggie, Mary J. Blige, and
Y'all
Usher.
think Diddy
I
and
kept it
Biggie were
brief for
fucking or some shit?
simplicity's sake, obviously, but I really wanted to emphasize his power, his influence.
I feel like
and
Puff.
his wealth.
No, I feel like
Also,
Puff was
I
like
said
clapping
earlier
that
he
ass
was
or
a
some shit. I ain't gonna
multi-millionaire,
lie.
but they have even estimated his net worth to be $1 billion. So Diddy is very rich. Throughout his career, P. Diddy has also had quite a few controversies. In 1999, he was sued by Nas's manager after Diddy attacked him, for which they settled out of court for $500,000. In 2003, his clothing brand Sean John was accused of violating Honduran labor laws as the factories were based in Honduras. The National Labor Committee said that the employees were forced to work overtime, were paid sweatshop wages, and that the bathrooms were locked. In 2007, Diddy was sued for battery after he punched Gerard Rechnitzer at a nightclub. No idea if I said his name right. And there's even more alleged violent crimes that he's committed throughout his career. For example, Diddy's ex Cassie Ventura, who we will talk more about later, said that Diddy blew up Kid Cudi's car, to which a spokesperson for Kid Cudi said that it was true. On top of that,
Bro, you know, I want to know the crazy part about that whole thing. Yo, the reason why he blew up Kid Cudi's car is because Kid Cudi and Cassie were fucking. And like Diddy and Cassie were like broken up and shit. But like Diddy bro, he was just crazy. So he didn't care, like he didn't care that they was breaking up. Like, bro, he just didn't want nobody fucking with Cassie. But Cassie and Kid Cudi were fucking. So basically to get back at Kid Cudi, he just blew up his car. He told him like, yo, stop fucking with Cassie. And, I mean, shit, he did. I mean, I guess the job was done, but like, bro, like, did you have to go that far?
for years, Diddy has been theorized to be involved in both Pac and Biggie's deaths. Tupac's murder suspect even claimed that Diddy wanted him to kill both Pac and Suge Knight. There's even the time
Whoa.
Eminem said, the day you put out
I ain't gonna lie, he
hit,
for sure
the
did
day
that.
Diddy admits he put out the hit that got Pac
He for
killed.
sure did
On
that.
top of that, Diddy even admitted that the death of Biggie helped his own music career. Even
He for sure killed Biggie too. I'm not finna
as
lie.
recently as 2017, he was sued for harassment by his chef, and the suit was settled out of court. So for a long time,
Whoa.
Diddy has been a very shady guy in the music industry, with tons of conspiracy theories following him throughout his career. And over the years, as he would continue to have these controversies, nothing would compare to what happened recently. In November of 2023, singer Cassie Ventura filed a lawsuit against Diddy that would set off a chain of legal issues for Puff. She said, "After years of silence and darkness, I am finally ready to tell my story and to speak up on behalf of myself and for the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in their relationships." Cassie met Diddy in 2005 when she was 19 and he was, I believe, 36.
Cassie's
signed
so
to
bad,
Diddy's label
bro.
in 2006.
She's so
Not
fine.
only did she
Fuck
sign to
Diddy.
the label, but she signed a 10-album deal. She basically
Damn.
signed her life away. And Diddy made her sign this so that he could have more control over her career.
So I wanted to get us all together so we could get this. Everybody can hear from me how focused and excited I am about the project. I wanted, Cassie to, everybody to meet Cassie.
Bro.
They had an on and off
She's so fucking fine. Why do you have to do this to her, bro?
relationship from this time until about 2018. In the lawsuit, Cassie claims that not too long after she met him, Diddy would give her drugs to make her compliant, he would beat her
Whoa.
multiple times a year, and he
Whoa.
forced her to have sex with male prostitutes while he filmed. He very quickly
Also, what's wrong with this nigga? What is wrong with him, bro? Yo, he's a cuck too.
became very controlling of her, as obviously he was in control of her career, and he would also pay for her car, apartment, clothes, and also had access to her medical records. Apparently, a few years into the relationship, he would coerce her into having sex with male prostitutes while he watched, filmed, and pleasured himself. This stuff is really
So
disgusting
weird,
and
bro.
disturbing, but basically Diddy was a cuck. And she said that this went on for years. In the suit, there was also mention of the 2016 incident where he hit Cassie in a hotel, then he passed out. She tried to leave, but he woke up and followed her and started hitting her, as seen in the security camera.
Like, what the fuck is this nigga doing, bro? Like, bro, it kills me that people like this are allowed, like, can just be allowed to do this shit with, like, no fucking, like, consequences, bro. Like, what are you doing, bro?
Footage. Apparently, Diddy even paid the hotel $50,000 for the footage. In 2018, at
What?
the end of their relationship, he apparently forced himself into her apartment and R-worded her, after which she finally left him for good. Also included in the
Nah,
suit,
bro.
apparently Diddy dangled one of Cassie's friends over a 17th floor hotel balcony, and the suit also
Yo,
touches on
why?
when Diddy tried to blow up Kid Cudi's car in 2012 because Cudi was
Yo, this
briefly
man's a
talking to
demon.
Cassie.
He's actually
Like I
a
said,
demon.
one of Cudi's
He's actually a demon
spokespeople
in human
said,
flesh.
"This is all true." One of Diddy's lawyers, Ben Brafman, said, "Mr. Combs vehemently denies these offensive and outrageous allegations. For the past 6 months, Mr. Combs has been subjected to Miss Ventura's persistent demand of $30 million, under the threat of writing a damaging book about their relationship, which was unequivocally rejected as blatant blackmail. Despite withdrawing her initial threat, Miss Ventura has now resorted to filing a lawsuit riddled with baseless and outrageous lies, aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation and seeking a payday." In response, one of Cassie's lawyers said, "Mr. Combs offered Miss Ventura 8 figures to silence her and prevent the filing of this lawsuit." Now, I don't know about you guys, but I think it's pretty disgusting to say that this was just full of blatant lies because Cassie was seeking a payday when there's literally footage of Diddy beating her in the hotel. And that footage actually wasn't even out at the time, which means the dude was just lying. Like I said, though.
See, here's the thing with this whole situation that, like, my thing with this whole situation, right? Diddy's not the only one who be doing this type of bullshit, and we know. He's just the most reckless and probably one of the worst ones, bro. Imagine how many other situations, like, with big time artists like Mr. You feel me? Fucking Jay-Z, like other people like Harvey Weinstein, Dan Snyder. Imagine the crazy shit that they did, bro. But nobody knows about. It's crazy. Drake, I mean, like, yo, he can't be the only one doing shit like this, bro. And, like, it was covered up so well, too. He paid off everybody. Like, how did he get this much power, bro? It's just so weird.
Cassie was suing Diddy for $30 million, and apparently the day after they filed the lawsuit, it was settled out of court. It was settled for an undisclosed amount, and both parties said they wanted to settle it in a pleasant and friendly way. There was nothing public about how they settled it. We don't know how much money Cassie was paid, if any, or even why in particular they settled. Ben Cesario from the New York Times said, "For Diddy,
It has
the
to be
settlement
horrible.
quickly shuts down what could have been a risky and potentially embarrassing process of legal discovery, in which reams of
Embarrassing
evidence
and
are made
legal? What are you
public,
talking talking
in a
about?
possible trial. And Cassie also likely didn't want to relive all of her trauma, which is why she probably was willing to settle rather than sit through a trial. But thanks to Cassie's courage for coming forward about this, a multitude of lawsuits followed. Just 5 days after Cassie's lawsuit, another lawsuit was filed accusing Diddy of drugging and essaying a college student at Syracuse University in 1991 and filming it. Then apparently Diddy would show the footage to people as revenge porn. Shortly after that, a third lawsuit was filed.
This nigga's sick. He's sick. Yo, you raped somebody and then you recorded it and then bragged about it. He's sick. He is so sick.
Accusing Diddy and Aaron Hall of R-wording the accuser and her friend. Apparently, following the assault, Diddy pulled up to the girl's residence and got violent, even choking the girl till she passed out. After this suit came out, Diddy's spokesperson again claimed they were lies, saying these are fabricated claims falsely alleging misconduct from over 30 years ago and filed at the last minute. This is nothing but a money grab. Because of Mr. Combs' fame and success, he is an easy target for anonymous accusers who lie without conscience or
we gotta talk about his lawyers too, because they knew, his lawyers had to know the truth, yet they still defended him, bro, and called these people that he abused and hurt liars, money clout chasers, and trying to just get money and fucking weird ass. His lawyers are evil. His lawyers are such evil people, bro.
Financial benefit. Following this, on December 6, another lawsuit was filed in which they claimed in 2003 a 17-year-old was gang R-worded by Diddy, Harvey Pierre, and an unnamed assailant. The victim says they talked her into getting on a private jet to New York, drugging her, and then assaulted her. In this lawsuit, the girl even provided pictures, making the claims all that more believable. In December, after all of these allegations, Diddy finally made a statement on his Instagram saying, "Enough is enough. For the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation, and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth." But
if you're fighting for the truth, you will be in fucking jail. It's crazy that he just... It's crazy how some people can just lie. It's so crazy how some people can just lie. Like, they don't feel bad at all. He just lied, bro.
But it's safe to say
Diddy's statement was
not well received, and more awful allegations continued to come out. In February of this year, the producer Lil Rod filed a huge $30 million lawsuit in which he accused Diddy of harassing and threatening him for over more than a year. He also allegedly had footage of Diddy and his people committing crimes and doing SA. Lil Rod was accusing Diddy of what they said was RICO-level charges, and named people such as Diddy, his son Justin, Lucian Grange, the CEO of Universal Music Group, Ethiopia Habtemariam, if that's how you say it, I have no idea, the CEO of Motown Records, Chalice Recording Studios, Diddy's chief of staff Christina Koram, and Diddy's companies as defendants. So basically what he's saying is all these people I just listed and the companies were involved in these crimes alongside Diddy. I do think it's important to note though that Lucian Grange and UMG were eventually removed from the lawsuit. Lil Rod lived with Diddy.
I'm not gonna lie, I've done some research for myself about this whole situation. Lucian Grange is the devil. I'm telling y'all right now. The reason why he got removed from the lawsuit is because he paid his company and him to get removed from the lawsuit. But he is the devil. He might be worse than Diddy. I'm letting y'all know right now. Do y'all homework on him.
Diddy for months at a time and was also on a yacht Diddy rented for multiple weeks. He said that he witnessed
Diddy's son's a
Diddy's
freak too.
acts.
What the hell?
Apparently,
like father,
Lil
like
Rod
son.
was also the victim of constant, unsolicited, and unauthorized groping and touching of his anus by Mr. Combs. When he complained to Diddy's chief of staff, she said, "You know, Sean will be Sean." Rod even said that Diddy
Nigga, Sean will be Sean. Yo, he's a predator.
Make him have sex with Stevie J and promised him that he would win a Grammy if he did. According to the suit, Rod said he was also sexually assaulted by a cousin or assistant of rapper Young Miami. He was sexually harassed and assaulted by Oscar winner Cuba Gooding Jr. and obtained footage of a rapper and an R&B singer whose names have been redacted from the complaint, consorting with underage girls and sex workers. Finally, Rodney said that the reason no one has come forward with anything over the past few decades is because Diddy has footage of every person that has attended his parties that he can use to blackmail them. So Rodney accused Diddy of a ton of
what
crimes,
changed?
plenty of which we'll touch on more later.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
This lawsuit lawsuit was huge, especially because he was naming names and said he had evidence for all of this. Diddy's attorney said that the suit includes reckless name dropping about events that are pure fiction. Following this, 2 of Diddy's houses were raided by the feds. They said, earlier today, Homeland Security Investigations New York executed law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation with assistance from HSI Los Angeles, HSI Miami, and our local law enforcement partners. We will provide further information as it becomes available. Both of his sons,
all of these celebrities are some weirdos, bro. He can't be the only one, bro.
Clearly, either because of the lawsuits or before them, Diddy was under investigation by the feds. After the raid, CNN obtained the video of Diddy attacking Cassie in the hallway.
Okay, my thing is, Diddy was working for the feds, though. At least that's what Kanye said. He's working for the feds. So why did they turn on him? That's what I'm trying to figure out, bro. Yo, do any of y'all know or got like a video I could watch that, like, you feel me, explains that? Because I'm trying to figure out, like, why is this all happening right now? Because if he has footage and, like, files on everybody in Hollywood, he should be able to, like, stay protected, bro. What changed?
Diddy decided to apologize for, since this was the only evidence so far that had been released to the public.
Cloud, would you watch the Drake, Chris Breezy, Nicki Minaj, and Rihanna tape that Diddy has? I'm not gonna lie, bro. I gotta do it for research purposes, bro. I'm a journalist, man. Hey, One Cloud Academics 9, bro. I'm not finna hold you.
So difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you gotta do that.
Travis Scott apology part 2.
I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day.
No, you're not, bro. Stop lying.
I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
On May 22nd, a few days after the video came out, a former model accused Diddy of drugging and essaying her in another lawsuit. A couple of days later, another woman came forward accusing Diddy of 4 instances of SA from the mid-1990s to the early 2000s. He was also accused of battery and assault in this suit as well. Most recently, another suit came out where Diddy was accused of drugging and R-wording another woman. According to ABC,
how many people is it?
12.
Yo, Kid Awkward, appreciate you for the subscription. Appreciate you for the 1 month. Welcome to Sky Crew, man.
Lawsuit filed against Diddy since Cassie came out with hers back in November of 2023. As of recording this, no more have come out, but it's very possible more people will speak out. The reason all of these people came forward around the same time is because of a new law passed in New York called the Adult Survivors Act. Basically, what this did was give adult victims, people who were 18 years or older during their alleged time of abuse, the ability to file civil lawsuits in New York, even if any statutes of limitations have run out. If you don't know
so
what that
that's
means,
why.
basically,
That's
you're
why.
an adult in New York who got SA'd. Before this new act, usually there was about a 3-year window where you could file a suit. As far as I understand it, I am by no means a lawyer, but this is what it said on Google. So now with the Adult Survivors Act, victims had a 1-year window to file suits, and it's set to expire this November. So it isn't like this is some big coordinated mastermind attack against Diddy. This new act, coupled with Cassie's coming out in her lawsuit, seems to be what motivated these victims to come forward. And just as it seemed like it couldn't get worse for Diddy, the feds showed up at his front door. Most recently, Diddy was arrested by the feds on September 16th of this year.
Took that nigga to the back room, he never returned.
By the Southern District of New York. By the way, indictment is basically just fancy talk for serious charges. The U.S. Attorney Damian Williams said,
Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice.
So like the U.S. Attorney implied, there are 3 main charges that Diddy is currently facing: racketeering conspiracy, trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. His first charge is racketeering, which is defined as a set of illegal activities aimed at commercial profit that may be disguised as legitimate business deals. In the indictment, they say that Diddy abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. To accomplish
That's
this,
crazy,
they
bro.
claim that he used his employees and his businesses to create a criminal enterprise that indulged in the things that the U.S. attorney mentioned earlier. So basically what they were saying was all of the businesses that Diddy had created over the years for his music career, his clothing career, and everything else like that, he was using those and his employees to help cover up and do the things he wanted to do. And like we know, many of the things he wanted to do included assaulting women. The attorney even referred to Diddy's business, Combs Enterprise, as a criminal organization because Diddy had many of his employees working to cover up everything he was doing. They said that
That nigga was, yo, he was running a cartel for sex trafficking and being a sex
activities,
fucking freak or whatever.
forced labor, interstate transportation for purposes of prostitution, coercion, and enticement to engage in prostitution.
Like, this nigga's dead ass a supervillain, bro.
Kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice.
He is dead ass a
says that
supervillain.
To make women cooperate, Diddy would give them drugs, threaten their careers, and also threaten violence. They said from 2009 and continuing for years, Combs assaulted women by, among other things, striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects at, and kicking them. And this is where we get to one of the more popular parts of the indictment, the freak-offs. The indictment reads, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sex acts with male commercial sex workers that Combs referred to as freak-offs. Freak-offs were elaborate and produced performances that Combs arranged, directed, masturbated during, and often electronically recorded.
The iconic
freak
freak offs,
said
man.
that these freak offs would last multiple days, and Diddy would pump them with drugs to keep them compliant, and then when they needed to recover after the multiple day freak offs, he would give the
Multiple
victims
days?
IV fluids, which is insane. Of course,
No, hold on. No, we're not going by that. These were multiple days. So this nigga would hold like 5-day orgy freak offs. Have people pumped up with drugs and just fucking and fucking and fucking. Yo, that's demonic, bro. How are you that freaky to the point where you want to do that for multiple days? Like, you don't get tired? Does your dick keep on... Like, bro, like, that's so insane.
First, they also mentioned that law enforcement seized
So many
various
celebrities were at
freak-off
these freak-offs,
supplies,
bro.
including narcotics and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant. Of course, this part went viral. It is kind of funny, but it also goes to show the scale of what Diddy was doing. The feds also found multiple firearms in Diddy's houses that he used to threaten his victims. And to top it all off, they said that he has been doing most of this since at least 2008. That's nearly 20 years of terrible crimes Diddy's been committing. And I know there's like a ton of jokes about this whole situation, but in reality, this is like some disgusting supervillain type of stuff.
Like,
and
dead
who knows
ass, this is
how many
supervillain
victims he
shit.
has total. And then of course there were the two
2008 is crazy.
Trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Both of these had very similar themes, and all the information was pretty much the same as we discussed earlier. But what I want to point out about the indictment is that if the US government is indicting you, they probably have pretty good evidence. Apparently, federal prosecutors have above a 95% conviction rate, so things really aren't looking too good for Diddy. They even claimed that they had a ton of recordings, and they also seized a bunch of electronic recording devices in the raid that they did earlier this year. At the end of the press conference given by the U.S. attorney, he said this.
Sean Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City. Today, he's been indicted and will face justice in the Southern District of New York. Second, we are not done. This investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward and to do it quickly.
The government says in the indictment.
Yo, low-key W speech right there. I ain't gonna lie, there was aura in that speech. I ain't gonna lie, he coming for y'all freaky ass niggas.
That others were involved in Diddy's actions, and Legal Eagle explained how the government could go after them.
And there is a federal crime called misprision of felony, which is defined in 18 U.S.C. Section 4. Quote, whoever having knowledge of the actual commission of a felony cognizable by a court of the United States conceals and does not as soon as possible make known the same to some judge or other person in civil or military authority under the United States shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 3 years or both. So if a person has knowledge of a felony and conceals it and doesn't report it to the authorities, that person has committed a crime.
So this investigation is far from over. After being arrested, Diddy has been denied bail multiple times, and he has also been
LeBron
placed on
smashed
suicide
Diddy?
watch. He's also in the same cell as Sam Bankman-Fried or Fried or however you say his name, which is pretty interesting. His lawyer has tried to suggest multiple times that he's innocent, which at this point is honestly just ridiculous.
Lock his lawyer up
Combs
too.
is a fighter. He's going to fight this to the end.
Oh, we know he's a
innocent.
fighter.
He came to New York to establish his innocence. He's not afraid. He's not afraid of the charges. There's nothing that the government said in their presentation today that changes anyone's mind about anything.
I mean, listen to the reason that the lawyer
The
gave
tape
for
is
all
on
of these
Reddit?
baby oil bottles.
How do you explain the baby oil and the lubricants? 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
I don't think it was 1,000. I think it was a lot. I mean, there's a Costco right down the street. You know, I think.
Nigga, shut the fuck up, bro. You can't explain that shit. 1,000 bottles of baby oil, bro. What the fuck was he using that for, bro? Bro, when I think about the 1,000 bottles of baby oil thing, the first thing I think about is like a room full of big buff booty niggas in a line, in a circle, like 7-10 of them in a circle, just fucking each other, bent over on each other, just taking it up the butt and then fucking another nigga in front of them in the butt. And then Diddy just having like multiple assistants bringing around baby oil and they just put it on their dick and just stick it back into the other nigga's asshole and shit. That's what I be thinking about. And y'all might say that's crazy, but bro, what else explains that? Like, why would you need that much baby oil, bro?
Americans buy in bulk, as we know. And, you know, this is consensual adults doing what consensual adults do.
Costco denies selling Diddy baby oil in bulk. Yo, Costco don't want nothing to do with
To
this.
summarize, Diddy is currently facing at least 11 lawsuits, settled one of them, and is also facing an indictment, all of which allege themes of violence, SA, racketeering, trafficking, prostitution, and many more. None of
Damn.
these suits
Yo, why y'all calling me gay? I'm not gay, bro. I'm straight.
contain any information about other celebrities, except for Lil Rodney's, which has been amended, like I said, to leave out some bigger names. It's possible we will learn about other celebrities or
Yeah,
famous
Usher going
people
down
involved
too.
in Diddy's freak
Yeah,
offs
his freaky
or other
ass.
actions in the investigation. But as of now, this is all he's been accused of, legally speaking. So while there are all these rumors floating around about who he did things with or to, these are the things he's actually being accused of by multiple people and the US government. And as Bruce Rivers says,
Guess what, Diddy? Diddy, I got news for you. There's a freight train coming, and you are tied to those motherfucking tracks. And your lawyer, he's got a chisel, he's got a blowtorch, and he's got all kinds of other tools in his toolbox. And nothing he can do can remove you from those tracks, because that train is coming, and that train is the U.S. government.
so hopefully as this
And that train is coming in his
investigation
ass. I'm
continues,
not
not
finna
only are
lie.
they able to
All
lock
that baby
Diddy up,
oil and
but
shit.
they're able to lock up everybody
He on
else
delete
who's been
watch right now?
involved over this long period of time.
I mean, good video, fam. Good video. This is a really good video. I hope he's having fun in prison getting fucked and shit, man. I don't know. Maybe that's his dream. Maybe fuck that nigga.